What is going on, you guys? jacobrdoty here, back for another vlog, and today I want to make a quick video on something that I've seen a lot on Instagram. You guys have been DMing me about it, and these cars are getting more accessible in the, I don't know, $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 range. So a lot of you guys are able to grab these at a very good price with lots of value. I mean, these cars are very fast for what they are. And you guys are asking me what are the best mods under a certain budget. So one of you guys actually just messaged me about this like minutes ago. So since I was out, I figured let's make a video. Now this car has tons of stuff done to it. A lot of it is way over 200 bucks. That's not me to brag. Like, it took me a long time to save and get to this point. So none of this stuff happens overnight. I mean, unless you just want to drop a lot of money all at once. But you know, it's got the bags, it's got wheels, it's got everything like that. But you know, there's some small things that you can do that really make a difference, especially if you're starting out with a pretty stock car. So I actually made a quick list. There's a few things on there, so I'm gonna kind of go off of that. But one of the first things, and this is highly recommended for you guys that are picking up these cars that may be younger or just inexperienced with how much horsepower these cars can have, because the Mustang is notoriously known to lose traction at all these car shows and leaving cars and coffee. I would highly recommend getting some nice lower control arms. Now the BMR ones are very nice and they're pretty cheap. I think around like 90 bucks for the unadjustable ones with poly bushings, which is all I have in mine, but they'll put the power down a lot better. You won't have as much wheel hop and everything like that. So I highly suggest getting those. It's really gonna make a big difference and keep you guys safe. I know that's not really an appearance thing. People won't be able to see that. So let's go ahead and hop into the next thing, which is lowering springs. Now, of course I have bags, so mine's like super low and all of that, but I had lowering springs on before. I'll flash a little photo up right here. The lowering springs alone just make a big difference on these cars, because from the factory, the rear one, yeah, the rear tire is really where there's a lot of gapping. Like before, let me put that, it's probably like a fist and a half of wheel gap just in the rear. So having a lowering spring will make a big difference. Also, it'll help handling, and it'll just make it look a lot meaner and lower, which will make it look sportier. So I'm going to be referring back to my car a few times during this, but the next thing is to paint your calipers. Now, regardless if you have a Brembo package or a normal brake package, I think painting your calipers adds a little signature touch. You can go with a color that's not so popular, you know, like a teal, a purple, a lime green, something like that, not just red. I mean, unless you really like red, but I went with the yellow, and I really like how the yellow turned out, and it obviously is my whole theme of the car is black and yellow. But yeah, I think that's one of the main things. I mean, it's like what, 50 bucks, 60 bucks for the material. I have a video on how to do it too. It's really not that hard. Just take your time and practice on something else before, because cans of paint are like 8 bucks, 10 bucks or something. So why not practice and try to really get your finish down, because once they're on the car, they're going to be on the car for a long time. Oh yeah, good stuff. Got a semi truck just passing through. I'm glad I left them enough room though. That would have sucked. Now the next thing is going to be something that's really gonna make some people mad or some people happy, and that's gonna be a muffler delete. I did this on Mom's car way back before she got her Roush exhaust. It was 80 bucks at our local exhaust shop. They just cut off the factory mufflers, put a straight pipe in there. Sounds really good with the stock cats. It's nice and burbly, really had a good tone, but it had some drone in the higher end, like on the RPMs of like driving on the freeway. So just be aware that that's what you pay for with nice exhaust. You get a lot of like R&D into how to make it not drone on the freeway. So with Corsas, they're very expensive, but they're very quality in that sense too, because when you're driving along on the freeway, you're not going to hear a whole bunch of noise in the background of just your exhaust like rattling your entire interiors. Next one might seem like something that is super tiny and most people wouldn't care about, but for me it was a weird thing about Fords during this time is that they all had these giant antennas. So getting the little shorty antenna is super cheap. I think this thing's like, I don't know, $18 on American Muscle even. Like, these things are so cheap, but before it had this long antenna that stuck up probably like right to the roof line. So this makes it look a lot better. And yeah, I feel like every Mustang should get this. And also, I really am a fan of the one that's like tapered, like nice and clean. I don't like the one that's like skinny and it has like a big base on it. So get something that's pretty clean and OEM-like. I'm really sticking to the appearance stuff because I figured that's more what you guys want. I know performance stuff isn't very cheap, so you don't want to cheap out on performance things. So the appearance stuff is things that you could buy, kind of upgrade here and there and really make your car unique. And one of the things I did right away was I tinted my side markers. Now, of course, I did put in the Diodynamics ones recently, if you guys saw that video. Just tinting them made a big difference on this car. It made it from the bright orange and the bright red in the back and just blacked it out, which if that's your color scheme, it really is nice. And the tent, again, is really cheap, like maybe 20 bucks. Just get a quality film. So then the last thing on the outside before we hop in, and I have a few things on the inside that'll really make a big difference, and that is the upper and lower grills on the outside. These are the GT500 ones. I think that one's 200 bucks. It's by CDC or something. And then the GT500 lower, which is again, I think like 100 bucks or something like that. So these two things will make a big difference. However, if you like the fog lights, keep those, because those fog lights on the GTs, especially if you have a 13 or 14 with the LEDs, are really cool, and a lot of people really like those. So it was actually a hard decision for me to get rid of mine, but in the end I went with the GT500 look. I can always go back and make a custom bracket or something. Actually, I just thought of something that might be really cool, and that would be like a custom LED that kind of cuts through here, like an actual full pad of LED, not just like the ring like the RTR one, but like a full LED that shines out through there. That seems like a lot of work though, so we'll see how that goes. Now let's go ahead and hop inside. We're gonna go ahead and hop into some of the interior mods that are pretty cheap, and the first one is going to be door speakers. You can get some really good door speakers by JL or Pioneer or whatever, but they're relatively cheap, like 100 bucks for the pair. It'll make a big difference. Even if you have a premium, at least replace the uppers, because that's like your main audio of like vocals and all that. So I highly suggest doing that. Now that we're inside, I also want to talk about shift knobs. If you have a manual, this makes a big difference, because this is what you feel every time you drive. Now this one's from Anarchy Motive. I had it custom made with the Doty emblem right here, the Doty logo. However, I know these things take a long time to come in, and some people have had some issues with it. I made a video on mine. Mine came in at a decent time. I hope you guys get yours at a decent time. I highly recommend a weighted shift knob, because even ones by like Race Engineering or Anarchy Motive or whoever you choose, it's going to make a big difference and kind of help with the shifts. I have the MGW shifter, which is way over our budget, but it does make a big difference even on a stock car, just to have a nice weighted shift knob. You guys asked me a ton about this. I guess this could be considered a car mod. I mean, it's not really, but it's like 10 bucks. This is the Scosche car mount. It's got a magnet thing that's, you probably saw on the back of my phone right there. It's all worn, but it just holds my phone. It's like 10 bucks. It's on Amazon. It's by Scosche. And yeah, that's all that is. So you guys keep asking about that. Last but not least, I don't have them, but my buddy Oscar has them, and that's going to be floor mats. The Lloyd's floor mats. Lloyd floor mats. These Lloyd floor mats. Man, that's hard to say. Lloyd floor mats. Lloyd floor mats. Lloyd floor mats. I guess I got it down now. But these Lloyd floor mats are really plush. He has them in his GT500. My buddy Oscar with the blue one. They make such a big difference. I hop into his car and his mats are like so thick, so plush. It feels like you're on like a luxury carpet. I swear, it's really nice. And I think his are like the premium luxe or premium plus or something like that. I think his are above the $99 ones you just see on American Muscle, but they're really sick. Like upgrade, get to $200 ones. You could also get the WeatherTech floor mats. Those are really good. It's going to protect your carpet, because hopping in and out, you realize that you bring in these little stones in between your like shoes and stuff like that. So just keep your car protected, especially because this is now your new baby if you're picking one of these up pretty cheap. So keep it protected, keep it nice. Get some good floor mats, and it'll make just the creature comforts of the interior feel a lot better. And I guess while we're at it, since I haven't made any action in this video, just me talking, we'll start it up and give her a few revs outside, I think, for you guys. Oh, we're moving up. There we go. I'm gonna back way up and then use the lens to zoom in, so that way hopefully it doesn't make the audio super peaked. So hopefully you guys can actually hear this thing and it won't be just like all crackly. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, then please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. So we got Alex on the phone because he wanted to interrupt my vlog. What's up, Alex?
Yeah. So, you know, I was just, he's going to come to stock soon. He's going to gap jacobrdoty. Just wait on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wrong.